Today is Saturday, July the 16th. I'm here in the kitchen and I'm going to be doing some honing of some razors and stuff. I am a member of the Shaving Cadre. That's my screen name there, and that's the logo or the avatar you'll find me under. I'm still hobo-ish. They call me, our fearless leader gave me the custom title of the Convex Hobo because I hone with convex stones that are got like little curves on them and stuff like that. I got some razors. I got 3 razors that came to me from an acquaintance of a very good friend who I've met in the shaving hobby. A gentleman who I just love the stuff he writes in the forums and stuff like that, and great gentleman, great reviewer of the products, and a great lover of this as a hobby. Anyhow, he has a friend who had a couple of razors that this friend of his, he'd gotten his friend into wet shaving and was not getting satisfaction with his straight razors, and was looking for somebody to sharpen them up. So he sent them to me. I'm doing them for free. I hone for free for friends or not at all. I don't want to be a person who's honing for hire, because there are methods that I use, and I just feel it's free from a conflict of interest when I am espousing the benefits of the method I do things, and then to make a living at it, like, you gotta make a great living honing razors. Okay, so anyhow, I'm doing that. So that's 1 strike against me. I'm using convex hones. 2 strikes against me. I'm a member of a shaving forum, and I'm like not shaving. So that's 2 strikes against me, and I got a 3rd strike against me today. Let's see if I can. Let's see if I can. I don't know if I can change this camera around the other way. I might have to stop this, or okay. Let's see if I can do it this way. Okay. Thing going on now where we use these sprayers. This is my Hobo shave mister, but what I got in now is a little bit of liquid smoke, which is kind of a violation on those that are the real barbecue gurus. Okay, so what I'm doing is not barbecue, but it is. Let's see if we can look in here. Okay, so there's a pork shoulder in there, and I've been spritzing this liquid smoke stuff and all on it. We'll see how it's done. I'm just looking to see if I can find a way to make a shoulder in the oven in case it's like wintertime and I want, because I am on a ketogenic diet, and pork fits in with that pretty well. A pork shoulder has the fat profile and content that fits in, and it doesn't have like all the nitrates and stuff that, depending upon who you talk to, can be said to be bad for you as bacon. But I'm making that, and in case wintertime comes along and it's too cold and I don't really want to sit out there and tend to a fire out on the cooker for 12, 14. I think one time in the wintertime I did it and it was windy. It's like 22 hours to cook a couple of shoulders. It's like, okay, that's just too long, too long. And okay, so what I'm gonna do is the nicest of this. I love the bolsters on this razor. This came in. All these that came in, they look like they're about 4/8. This is a Sheffield Weight and Butcher. Okay, this is nice. And I looked at the edge and I didn't see, it's possible that I can clean this up a little bit just with a pasted balsa strop, but we'll go on the hone if we need to. The next one is a Portland 1905. Okay, I think I've seen GN Wilson Company, Portland, Oregon. I think I've heard of these, maybe seen them before. There's a little stain on there. I'll clean that off. But that one doesn't look too bad either. And I don't think that's going to be too much trouble. They could use a touch-up on an edge. And then the one that's the real questionable in mine. I looked at this. This is I don't know if it's something. Maybe it's Ames, Kirk and Sons, Sheffield. It's called the Celebrated. It's got some rough wear on it on the spine on both sides, and consequently, as you would think, with that kind of spine wear, you would have a wide bevel. I'm not going to measure the angle on this because I'm going to work with what I got, because one of the things in my mind is that if you are using a hone that has a curvature on it, okay, the bevel itself will have a curve and a more gentle approach and a more supportive approach to the actual edge itself. So we'll see on that one. I'll see. I've not done one with that kind of hone wear before. Another one is that I want to work is one I shaved with. This was actually the one, the gold dollar that I had honed up on the convention, the Shaving Cadre convention in Vegas. And I took it home, I shaved with it, and it's like, it needs a little bit of work. And I just never, now that I got the hones out and everything, I'll be giving it the work, giving it some more work to work on that. And lastly is something, and this is another hobo-ish thing. Okay, I've read. I don't specifically know of anybody. This is a Scalp Master razor. This is what we got at the barber supply store. I picked it up. You can see it right there. It's $10.98, so $11. 100% stainless steel Scalp Master. Okay. It is made in Pakistan. Okay, so I don't know. It looks in blade form not terribly dissimilar from the gold dollar, although it is a little bit thinner. It is a little bit different. So I'm assuming in Pakistan they're stamping these out however they stamping them out. But one interesting thing is I like this is I liked this has a nice tight feel to the pinning. I did like they did put a taper on the scales, and it is all stainless. So I have another one that I have not honed up, but I'm going to go ahead and give it a try. Probably I won't be doing too much of the angling down and looking at the honing stuff and all that kind of stuff. I probably won't be doing too much of that because that can really chew up a time. And it's like I've done plenty of other videos where I've actually gone through and videoed the whole thing. Look on my YouTube channel there. There's a bunch of them there on convex honing to show what I do. But I wanted to go through, do this little introduction. I'll go through these. If there's anything I find that's like really vital and important, I'll I'll make a recording of some of that. Okay, and partially what I'm doing this for is kind of to talk to the gentleman Patrick who owns these 3 razors, and so that he can kind of see what I do and why, and I'm certainly welcome for him to come join us at the Shaving Cadre. He may. I'm perfectly open to any comments, criticisms, whatever. If he likes it, if he likes what I do for him, we've done a great thing. If I do some stuff and it does not necessarily make him happy, it's like my apologies, but I'll give it my best, and then I will actually do tomorrow. I'll shave my hobo beard off, and I'll if I get all these done, I'll go through and I'll do all of these razors. My test, my standard test, and this is a Feather DX. This has a professional super blade in it. There's probably about 5 shaves on there, so this is not quite as sharp as they are when they're brand new. But what I like to do is I like to try and shoot for. I want to hear that pop as I go in. I just want to have a straight pressure going in and have it go in and have some sort of a comparison to that. A slicing move makes so none of these other razors do that. They'll all go in a little bit with a slicing move. None of them with a press. If you straight press in, it's just like you might as well be on a trampoline. But that's going to be my goal, and let's see. I'll see how it all goes. So, hope this entertains you. We'll see, and be back in a little bit. Bye. Greetings, Bill here. Welcome to my shave. It is Sunday, the 17th of July, 2022. Somehow, my generation getting over starting off the year with 19 something is sometimes for us old people difficult. Anyhow, I'm gonna this is a follow-up to the introduction yesterday that I did, where I was doing some honing of some razors and some cooking and that sort of thing. And this is going to conclude that with a test shave of the razors that I honed up. The soap I'm going to use today is Artisan Shave Soap from Talent Soap Factory. I've lathered it up already, and thought I used it as a bit of a pre-shave. I was going to come back on somewhere along the line on the process of honing. I decided not to, and the pork roast took forever. There must be something. I did it at 275. My range has a convection oven, so I'm at 275. It's like, when is this thing going to be done? I'm looking to go to about 195, 200 degrees, and the closest I could figure. It turned out okay. I had to foil wrap it, and that kind of changes the texture of the meat from something that's totally oven roasted. But next time I'm going to go in at a little bit higher temperature in that, and the idea of and I'm using a Sterling Badger brush. The idea of using liquid smoke in that application, you can't even taste it. I'd read a number of things in the warnings all said, don't use too much. So the water bottle that I was spraying the stuff on is now going to be my water mister, okay? And let's see. Okay, it's a water cannon, okay? And I get to doing the drops and all that kind of stuff, but and the gentle mister and but man, if you, I'm going big or I'm going home. It's like a water cannon. So It's like a super soaker squirt gun. So the soap kind of smells, I don't know, I couldn't tell you what it smells like. It has something that seems to be a little bit reminiscent of Pinot Clubin to me, but it's close. It's in the same kind of neighborhood, but not exactly there. Okay, so the first razor up is going to be this James Kirk and Son of Sheffield. Okay, and I don't really know what happened to this with all this honeware. I have no idea. With it looked pretty rough. Okay, and I think you could see I got a little bit of a shine on the bevel, and I got it pretty even. This was pretty difficult. One of the more difficult ones that I honed. And by the way, these razors came to me through the gentleman that his payment for me honing his razors was this soap that I'm using today. So I'm going to invite him over to the Shaving Cadre, which is my home. The Shaving Cadre. I'm Bill M there, and that's my avatar. It's the greatest shave form to belong to. But and I'm going to also link to Patrick in the email that I send him when I send these razors back to him. But this is for the information for him as to what I did and what I found. This was the lowest of my expectations of all the razors I did yesterday. Okay, it's better than it was when I got it, but I'm not sure I'm gonna like it. I think it's gonna tug a little bit. We'll see. It's 4/8 at best, maybe a little smaller, maybe a 3/8. And as I expected, it's a wee bit tuggy. It does cut, but it's you can see it took off the beard. But to me, something that tugs is not necessarily an enjoyable shave. Now, when I come back for another pass with that, we'll see, with this particular one, we'll see if with a smaller amount of growth, whether that is satisfactory or not. I'm not really sure. It is the best that I could get with that. I really try to spend a lot of time on that. Not as much time as I did on that crummy pork roast. And by the way, this is much better for canning in the face than it is for putting liquid smoke on a pork shoulder in the oven. Okay, second up is going to be G&W Wilson Company, Portland, Oregon. Okay, this is, let's see if we get that. And then I've seen these around on people's posts. Portland 1905. I don't know. That might be the year 1905. So that would be a vintage. There is also something that I noticed. Vintage steel the grain seems to be a little bit different than the more modern steels. But this one I thought came out pretty good. And again, another smaller format, 4/8. Okay, so that clears the brush just a little bit better than the previous one. So, and I thought that would happen. Next up was probably the best of the bunch. This is a Wade and Butcher Sheffield. That first one was like maybe a quarter hollow. The next one, the grind on that, maybe a half hollow. This is called, at least it's etched on the the blade there, full concave. And a lot of times when you see the double hollowing marks there, that is an indicator that it was an extra hollow grind or a full hollow grind. So this one I have the greatest hopes for. I do like this. This does have jimps top and bottom. It has nice bolsters on the scales. It's a nice vintage piece, in my opinion. I'm not an expert on vintage pieces because I only have a few of them, but I do like this one. That also is a little tuggier than I like. I'm gonna revisit this one a little bit, back on the last stone, and then go through my strops again. I think it'll be okay on subsequent passes, but that was a little bit tuggy for me. So the other thing was this gold dollar. Okay. Gold dollar 1996. This was the one that I actually honed at the meetup at the Cadre shaving convention. And when I didn't shave with it there. When I brought it home, I shaved with it. It was also wanting a little wanting, in my opinion. So, and by the way, the shaving Cadre is the only shave form that permits the discussion of my method of honing, which is on a convex surface where you have a crown surface. And that, right now, that's outperforming the weighted butcher. So I'm going to need to revisit that one a little bit before I send it off. And then last up is what I spent a ton of time on. I'm not sure how this one's going to work out. This is the Pakistani Scalp Master that I got for $12 at the shaving supply store. I'm just going to finish this particular pass with that. And that is also, as I thought it would be, just a little bit harsh. It does cut. It's a little bit harsh. So out of what I honed up, the best of the bunch is the Portland. Let's see how we'll do on the second pass. I'm going to come back with more soap. There's a big thing going on at the shaving Cadre about the water cannons. Big war between the Army and the Air Force about whether you just drip in there or whether you let them have it with the light sprayer. Well, I suppose if I was going to be military, I'd have to be Navy, and I'd have to go with the big guns, the battleship guns, and the water cannon. Okay, let's see how it goes. Second pass. That is smoother on the second pass. Still, I would probably want more than this. This is as good as I can get it. I suppose if you had flat stones and you honed on flat stones and you tape this up, I don't tape any razors. And one thing about honing on convex stones, I know the opponents of what I do who have never done this all say how it destroys razors. I have never done that to a razor. I've never done that. Actually, I did it to a gold dollar when I was trying to learn to hone on flat stones, or that right there. I've never done that, okay, on a convex hone. So, and, you know, convex honings, you know, if you took this and you honed this on flat and there was maybe a bend in it or something like that, and you just keep going back, you're grinding away everything, and maybe there's only one little area that needs a little bit of work. It's the advantage, one of the advantages of using a convex hone. Patrick, feel free to sign up and join in on the cadre. Give me any comments about what you think. Okay, so on the second pass, it does confirm this is smooth. Pops in my. So let's see what happens with the Wade and Butcher. Let me give it another go here. I'm still going to touch it up. It is a little easier with a second pass. It's smooth. It's okay. I'm going to work it a little bit more. And let's see what the gold dollar does. That is how I like them to shave. So that's very much satisfactory to me. None of them really. When I took up straights, and I think from what I've read and heard from people, the biggest complaint a lot of people have with straights is yes, sirree, the water cannon. We just put a couple of drops on there and it lets that out real nice. Gets it nice and hydrated. Okay. The one thing I was going to say, when I took up open edge shaving and I shaved the straights and went along on my journey and learning things, eventually I had found that, okay, you know, there are people that say that there is no shave that is any better than what you can get with a straight. And I enjoy my open edge shaves. I really do. But if you're shaving with a tool that the edge is not quite to your particular liking, it's for me it just wasn't fun. Okay, and there's a lot to that. There's a lot of preferences, but where I went was I went to where a lot of people were saying that chevettes are so much sharper. I don't, do straights. I don't do chevettes because they're dangerous. They'll cut you. Well, shavettes. Okay, man, am I going to give the guys a bunch of stuff to make fun of me with? Okay, and I tried a bunch of them, and then once I tried this, and this is Feather DX with a professional super blade in there, probably shave number 5 on there. and this became my standard for what I was going after, and just how easily does it go through. And even on shave 5, that is, past number 3, granted, but I just found it that most straight razors, the ones that I hone or anybody else has honed, other people have honed, do not remove facial hair quite as easily as this does. Now, this is a hobby, and that thing, the straight razor thing is certainly a hobby type thing, and I do like it. I do like, when I started honing, I do enjoy So that is a serviceable edge on that Pakistani razor. I wouldn't buy one of these. I felt that the steel was a little bit more prone to little microchips in there, and than gold dollars were. But you can take this and you can hone this up and you can make a serviceable tool out of this. Let's take the third pass with the Wade and Butcher. And it's smooth. It's smooth. The things you hear, smooth versus sharp. Yeah, it's it's just a thing you gotta. Find your way. This I don't consider it quite as sharp. I consider it quite smooth, and so I'm okay with this. I'm okay with the work I've done, with the exception of the Wade Butcher. I think I can get that a little bit better, which I will do. So, Patra, thanks for sending those my way. Pete, please feel free to come in, join us at the shavingcadre.com. Great bunch of guys that all enjoy this hobby, and we have fun, and the fun with the water cannons and stuff like that. There's all a lot of fun joking that we do. The group, and if you're anybody else tuning in from YouTube or whatever, the group of people is quite diverse. If when we got to the convention, finding such a diverse number of backgrounds, there's nothing other than this hobby that would have brought that group of people from all over the country, and we've grown from there to to even greater levels of diversity, would never have brought us together to be friends. And we do these videos, and it's like talking to each other. We have Zoom calls. So I'm going to be finishing up with the Switch Hazel, Sterling Witch Hazel and aloe, orange chill. Has menthol in it. I know the guys are looking at that witch hazel from down under. I kind of like this. So, and then to finish off with the aftershave. It'll be Colonel Ichabod Kunk Lime aftershave and cologne. I mean, yeah, I kind of always wondered how the big old hole on the top on this. I'd always kind of wondered how you make a lime cologne, because all the lime smells, and this doesn't smell like fresh lime. It smells like candy. A lifesaver. Feels good though. The alcohol in there. Let's see, I don't even know what's in this stuff. The ingredients must be on the box. Does smell good. I like it. It's, another citrusy, refreshing type thing. And I don't know where my other powder cannon. So first I got water cannon. Now let's go for the powder cannon. With a little bit of talc. So, and that'll finish that off. Hope I get this posted up. Patrick, I'll get that last razor touched up again. The three of those will all go into barbicide solution for the recommended time. They will be the barbicide, and it will be the blade only. I don't dunk the whole razor into the barbicide. So they will be sanitized, and then I will put a light coat of I don't have a mineral oil here, and rather than to use a gun oil like Ballistol, I'll put a little bit of vegetable oil on there, like a corn oil or something like that, and that'll kind of prevent rust, and it'll be packaged up and it'll be on its way back to you this week. I will finish stropping those again. They will be, as I consider, shave ready to go, and I hope you enjoy them. Thanks for entrusting me with your stuff. So, friends at the Cadre and on the world of YouTube, this is Bill out. I'm hoping you all have a very, very great week to come, and probably we'll see you next week. Hopefully I get shaven so I won't be such a hobo next time you see me. So take care, y'all. Bye.